Okay, so welcome back. The first card that I picked up is you are completing a cycle. There's like, what's it called? Karmic completion going on. And this has been like a cycle that you've been going through for quite some time. Spirit's like letting you know that there is a conclusion finally. The conclusion having to be like endings create new beginnings. So like you're starting a new chapter, a new reality, a new timeline. It's also very significant here. And you're ending this chapter where you're being broken into many pieces, where you get shredded into bits by, circumstances, situations that used to once define you, or you let it define you as a person. And so I'm seeing like you're regaining back all those like broken pieces of yourself and finally coming to the full conclusion of who have you been, and allowing yourself to be as a person for quite some time. And it's more so like having to do with like you're recognizing as to why the cycles started the way that they did and how you're finally putting an end to it, because you're finally getting the answers and the revelations as to like, when you start something in this way, this is going to be the outcome that you're going to get. And I'm seeing like a lot of having to do with like your emotions. It's like you've allowed your emotions to run over your life or let them control your life, made you take certain actions. And that's what Spirit's like teaching you, like you're coming to like a whole completion with allowing your emotions to get the best out of you, and creating certain circumstances and situations in your life that can easily be preventable. I'm seeing that you are heavily protected. You are in the process of rebuilding and getting back to yourself. But this is not like getting back to yourself like an old version of you. Like this is going to be a new you. Like you're rebuilding. You're recalibrating. You're getting to know this new version of yourself. And that's what Spirit wants you like to let you know, like it is time that you start becoming loyal towards the process, especially when you're releasing these emotions and allowing yourself to just be free in them and just feel them through, so that way you are not being held back by these emotions, by this resentment, by this anger that is no longer serving you. Because this is all having to do with the past. This stuff that, if you don't resolve it now, it's going to linger and it's going to keep on polluting the next chapters to begin with in your life. Yeah. And you have to be really honest with yourself. Like Spirit's like saying, like, there is truth to this. Like we're illuminating truths to you. Truth about yourself, about circumstances, relationships, friendships, communities. Like we're always showing you all these revelations, so that way you know better to never repeat this cycle ever again. And so that way you can finally come to the final conclusion. It's like, how you played your own role and how you need to like, build a better system for you that works for you, not for anybody else, not to appease anybody else anymore. Because I'm seeing like you people pleased. You gave so much of yourself, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, to so many circumstances and situations in your life. You gave it power over you. Now Spirit's like saying, like, now it's time to really get back to yourself and be loyal to you, to your dream, to your goals, to your aspirations, to your health, to your peace, to your happiness, and your joy. Candles are very significant here. Yes, because Spirit's like letting you know, like, there is hope on the other side. Right now you're just going through like the darkness, but it doesn't mean that just because you're in the dark, it doesn't mean that you're not being guided, because Spirit is guiding you. They're guiding you through your emotions, through your dreams, through, synchronicities that you're seeing, through videos, through music, through shows. Like they've been showing you the signs, the revelations. And even you could be seeing these revelations through social media as well. Everything's a sign. You just got to really like use your discernment and be like, okay, is this really for me, or is this just, something that is keeping me attached to an old version of me? So that's where you really got to start asking yourself these questions. But definitely there's still light even in the darkness. There's still light. There's something that's still, they're teaching you about like how contrast, the other side, even the negative emotions that you feel still have answers for you, still have revelations for you. It still brings light. I'm getting the sensation like you're still having like an unclear vision of yourself, like you're not still seeing yourself. Let's see. It's because you're still needing to understand more. You're still in this period of like understanding, you know, your emotions, who you are as a person right now, your current circumstances and situations, and just being very honest with how you feel. A lot of this has to do with emotions. I'm picking up on Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer placements. So a lot of having to do with the water placements here. And what emotionally nurtures you, makes you feel safe as a person. Like, what do you actually need? Not what anybody else needs. What do you need for yourself that will make you happy? And that's why it's kind of like you're clearing away the fog. Like, you know, like when you're in the bathroom and you're taking a hot shower and there's this fog over the mirror and you can't see yourself. Like, there's just like so much emotion up in the clouds that's clouding your judgment, especially from seeing yourself as a person and seeing things for what they are. So it's like you're slowly like taking away the fog, slowly but surely. And you're slowly like starting to see like, oh, so this is who I am. So this is how this situation played itself out. And it's going to bring you a lot of liberation and happiness and joy, because you're finally going to have a full understanding. Like, oh, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Or, oh, okay, now I can do better and learn from this. I keep getting like, because the past doesn't define you. You're not defined by your past. Is there anything else, Spirit? Yeah, it's because for quite some time you've been feeling trapped. This could be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, or even physically. But I'm getting the sensation like it's been a facade, it's been a fog, it's been an illusion. This is just a limiting belief to make you feel like you can't grow and expand beyond your horizons. And I'm seeing like that truth being shown to you at some point in time. Either before this reading or after this reading or down the line after watching this reading. You're being presented this truth and revelation. How you've been keeping yourself trapped. How you allow yourself to like stay stuck or stagnant. And how you let like certain beliefs, opinions, projections have a hold on you. Yeah, it's because Spirit's like showing you like you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You radiate so much beauty. You're glowing. You're growing, you're blossoming. And even roses have their own thorns, so heavy on protection. Heavy on protection here. I'm seeing like major releasing here as well. You're letting go. Like you're in a period of release, especially because you're finally coming into like this whole karmic completion, this cycle ending, the revelations, the truth, the understanding, the big aha moments. And finally recognizing like, oh, okay, thank you, Spirit, for showing me this. Now I know better. Now I won't repeat it. And even if the lesson presents itself, like now you know how to move. Butterflies are very significant here. I'm seeing like so much having to do with the moon. So you might be very in tune with the moon cycles. Also, like you're very intuitive, maybe at nighttime. But I'm definitely happy at the fact that you're recognizing that, you know, you're not this broken piece of a human. You were made to believe and think that you were. And that was just the pain and the trauma speaking for itself. But you're not broken. You're very much a whole individual. It's just you healing those aspects of you and recognizing how magnetic and beautiful and worthy you are, regardless of what you go through. And that you're still worthy of receiving great things. Even whenever you do have mistakes, even whenever you're not the best at circumstances and situations, because we're all human, we make mistakes. And recognizing that, you know, things don't have to be such drastically big just because we have big emotions. So, yeah, major growth here. Major growth. Very proud of you, though. this takes guts. Like, it's not easy to really face yourself and these deep emotions and really discipline yourself to be like, I'm gonna sit down here and feel these emotions. I'm not gonna ignore them. I'm gonna be real and honest with myself and, you know, not let them keep running my life and keep attracting these cycles in your day-to-day life, because that's what happens whenever you don't address a certain trauma or pain. You end up attracting a similar situation all over again because you didn't address it, or you didn't give yourself time to, like, change the vibration. So this is where the spirit's like saying, like, yeah, we're ending this shit, we're not doing this no more. Like, there's more than enough that you have learned. And I keep getting this visual, like, even the truth hurts, but even whenever the truth hurts, it's best to just have the truth than be living in a lie, in a life that, you're living in denial or a fallacy. Like, it's just best to just be open and transparent. I keep hearing the word vulnerability, but there's certain circumstances where it's just like, yeah, of course, but it has to be with the right individuals. Yep. Yep. Just as I say, like, with the right individuals, like, I pulled, like, the Deceit card, and I'm just like, yeah. This can, like, mean so many different kinds of ways, but honestly, you will use your discernment. Use your discernment on this one. I don't feel like I should explain on this one, because I did already just spoke about being open and transparent with yourself and even with others and where you're at. Yep. And so it's just being, like, letting just be open-minded. It doesn't have to be a very bad thing. It could just be even having to do with your own self. So there's that. I'm seeing also air placement. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you got the deal. Spirit's just saying, just get back to yourself, meditate, get your mind cleared up. There's been a lot of noise, a lot of distractions, a lot of, scattered energies. Spirit's like, we need you to focus. Because we want you to be focused on your passions. What makes you feel alive? What makes you thrive and grow and spark up? So please, take some time for yourself. Seeing fives being very significant, like, the moment that you decide to allow, like, yourself to, like, be lit up, be excited, be happy, be joyous and free and liberated, that's when the big changes happen. So really focus on your energy centers. By energy centers, I mean your chakras and your emotional state, because your emotions let you know where you're at vibrationally. So really make sure that you are rising your vibration and not staying at, like, a consistent low vibration. And this will take some time. It's not going to be simple and easy. It is a choice to be, upset, angry, resentful, and it's also a choice to be happy, joyous, liberated, free, happy. So it will take consistent work here. And that is message. This is the truth. There's, like, a hidden truth here that Spirit is trying to show you here. So there is a message coming in. Could be unexpectedly. And we'll see in divine timing. Other than that, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for tapping in, and thank you for supporting me and joining me in my journey. And I really do hope that you find clarity in your life, joy and peace. I know people go through stuff every day, but the biggest person that you should be giving yourself grace to in that space to is yourself. It's you versus you against the world, and you gotta be good first within yourself first. And this is also having to do with, like, putting an end to these cycles, these patterns, and these behaviors, so that way you can have a better outcome, a better life. Other than that, I'll see you back in divine timing. So